Hey guys, Just Letter Magic here, and I just want to make a very important video covering this whole COPPA situation and some of the misconceptions and misrepresentations by YouTubers about all this COPPA disaster end of the world January 2020 crap. Where, oh, YouTube's gonna collapse and everyone's gonna die, my channel's gonna get flagged incorrectly and blah, 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 blah. I'm not gonna make a 30-minute documentary about, the court case, the fine, the FTC, COPPA, how it works, the laws, the this, that, and the other thing. Statements by the FTC guy who was lying, by the way. Like that, you probably already know it if you clicked on this video and are interested. I just want to make some corrections here. Now, I'm no lawyer, but when I was in college getting my second IT degree, we learned heavily what COPPA was and how it worked because we had to comply with it. So my understanding of this is a little bit different than what's going around as rumors. I would sum up COPPA as you can't track kids. That's it. And also, like, anybody under 13 cannot, I think, be a member or be logged into your website, because login would be considered tracking. It's all about tracking. At the end of the day, it's all tracking. But yeah, they can't be a member of your website, logged into Club Penguin or whatever without a parent's permission. And not just like, oh yeah, I have permission. Okay, there was paperwork and crap involved. And some level of acceptable verification, originally involving faxes, and I believe only faxes. You had to send a fax or lie about your age. So COPPA stands for Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. It's all about privacy and tracking, almost always in relation to advertising, but not necessarily. It's really just tracking kids. You can't do that. So Google just got $175-ish million fine by the FTC for tracking kids knowingly and showing them ads based on the tracking information. So that's a double whammy. Tracking them, that's bad. Doing something with the information, that's worse. And if you think that COPPA isn't well enforced, you should ask Hershey Company, Mrs. Fields, which I believe that might have even been the Girl Scouts, Lisa Frank Inc., I don't even know that one, American Popcorn Company, that was, I believe, the Boy Scouts, and Girls Life, which I believe was a magazine. Hell, UMG got hit by a COPPA violation. It was for one website for one artist who happened to be 13, and most of his fans were 13, and they did something around tracking. Oh, actually, yeah, that one was related to the Bonsai Buddy. That digital Ebola that was literally a virus that took the form of a talking monkey that swung into your desktop and would say what you type and track your entire life. Well, they were pushing that, and they got a $400,000 fine for that. So, the FTC ain't playing when it comes to COPPA. Which is funny because, basically every company on the planet ignores it and violates it. I mean, honestly, what the FTC hasn't been cracking down on is, yeah, I'm over 13. Okay, well, we're not gonna make you prove it. We'll take your word for it. Hey, let's track you and show ads to you. Hey, it's the kid that lied. I mean, what are you gonna do? So really, COPPA is really simple. I mean, there's 8 bullet points of the exact laws and stuff, but if you're going to provide any kind of services or whatever to anybody digitally under the age of 13, you got to get parents' permission, post a privacy policy, make it easy for the parents to read the privacy policy, and I think I already said get their permission first. Not to use the service to collect data about the user, which, I mean, honestly, just when they log in could be considered probably a COPPA violation. So basically to provide service at all to anybody under 13. So what was YouTube doing wrong? Nothing. What was Google doing wrong is the question. I don't follow the lawsuit too close, but to summarize it the best I know of, your clearly under 13 person is on a tablet watching YouTube Kids. Cool. Well, they're logged into a parent's Google account, but it's clear that they're running the kids app they're a kid. I mean, come on. They're watching Baby Shark, okay? It ain't the mom watching that, you know what I mean? So clear as day, Google had an expectation that the viewer who was logged in was not above 13, above 12, whatever. But then they would still track their interests. So wherever they go on the web, whatever apps they open, I mean, if this is an Android tablet, ooh, watch out, smartphone, same thing. So if your kid keeps Googling Fortnite and they're, watching YouTube Kids or just YouTube at all, it doesn't even have to be the YouTube Kids app. So YouTube could tell it was a kid, and if they kept Googling Fortnite and playing Fortnite and whatever, then they would start seeing ads on YouTube about Fortnite, which you can't do. That's data collection, targeting, privacy violation, tracking, all that crap. Oh, but it's the parents' account, and the parents opted in, and something about this, that, it wasn't good enough. They were violating certain portions of it. So if you've been making YouTube children's content this whole time, what did you do wrong? Nothing. Which is why that idiot from the FTC that said, and we could go after individual channels, actually. No, that's just as false as you saying that you have the ability and technology and staff to scrutinize every channel on YouTube. That was bullshit, too. Everything coming out of that guy's mouth was bullshit. In order to violate COPPA, you have to be the one collecting private data. You have to be the one running the ads. You have to own the servers. You have to operate the databases. We don't have access to any of that shit. So to say, oh, if you make a kid's thing and then you mark it wrong on YouTube, we'll come after you. No, you cannot do that. I forgot the exact legal term, but it's something about degrees of separation. The only way that you're going to get in trouble is if you mark a clearly kids channel and kids videos as not kids because you want to continue to show ads on it. Google gets a fine from the FTC over it because they're the ones running the advertising network called AdSense, which is owned by Google Inc. and all the data is private, locked down, and we don't have access to any of it. And then Google sues us. So they would settle with the FTC, pay the fee or whatever, and then come after us for the damages because it was completely and utterly our fault. But it would have to be 2 lawsuits. The FTC, no matter what they say, cannot go after individual channels. They cannot do it. That is not how the law works. Everyone's saying, I could get a $42,000 fine per video. No, you cannot. That's bullshit. So that's major misconception number 1. Although I will say, if Google gets a fine over your channel, they're going to suspend it and they're going to sue you. So yeah, you'll end up paying it and lawyer's fees. So you actually end up paying a higher fee. And there's this wonderful legal term called trebling, where if you did it on purpose and they can prove that you did it willingly and knowingly, you're actually going to owe triple the $42,000 plus Google's lawyer fees. So I wouldn't recommend misclassifying your videos blatantly and purposely. If you're on a kid's channel, delete it and make a cooking channel. That would be my recommendation. Although, little caveat about how they're going to fix this. So our kids' channel is about to be deleted off YouTube. No, almost definitely not. YouTube needs them, and there is a fix for this. So that's misconception number 2, is that they'll just be outright deleted. No. Will they be demonetized? No. They will be allowed to do something that I could do right now. I could do it to this video if I wanted to. I turn off interest-based targeted ads and just turn on generic ads. So you logged into YouTube as a Google account owner, it will ignore 100% of your search history, anything they know about your demographics, and you will just see an ad that has been selected for 0 targeting whatsoever. Now, nobody's dumb enough to do that. Advertisers, I mean, but I guess I also mean YouTubers. But YouTube has reported that results in, I think, like a 92% drop in income. So it turns out the interaction, the close rate, the click rate, all that stuff is a little bit higher if you don't show menopause medication to 20-year-old males, like in an ad. You really don't want to put like indoor sauna commercials to poor people and travel to Mexico on a Mexican vacation videos to people who literally live in Mexico. It acts like tracking is so bad. Oh yeah? Open an in-private window and go to a news website. See how relevant the ads are then with no tracking cookie and no logged in account. So yeah, anybody who marks this as, yes, this is kids content is going to make about 10 to 1 lower money. So that is true, but not quite. Because I know how advertising used to work before AdSense was the big one, okay? There was DoubleClick, which Google bought, by the way. Context-based interest ads. That is what the internet used to be. It didn't track you, follow you around. There was no third-party cookies, not initially, or at least not everybody did it. It was, what is on the page? Cool, I don't care who this person is, they're going to see ads about what's on this page. And as far as I know, and this is where I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure about this, that is not a COPPA violation because it's in real time and you don't store it. You don't retain it. So if a person 12 or under goes to a kid's video about, I don't know, fire trucks, Google, instead of looking at 1 year worth of the last, search history for that kid on that device in that account, which is super extremely illegal, they just look at what is the title of this video, what are the keywords in this video, and what is the spoken text in this video. Let's use all that as a keyword basis, and we're going to show an ad related to that. It's not as good, but I would even estimate it's 80 to 90% as effective as basically digitally stalking people and then showing them ads based on that. I would almost say in some cases, if I have a long history of looking up fishing and bow hunting, all of these are blatantly false. And cooking chicken, that's all over my search history, I'll be honest with you. If I have a long history of that, but right now this second I'm looking at a video about monster trucks, there's really no point in showing me a video about like a cookbook for chicken. I mean, yeah, I'm generally interested in it, but right now, this second, I'm actively engaged with monster trucks. So if there's a monster truck rally in Madison, Wisconsin in 2 weeks, and you want to show a Ticketstar ad or Ticketmaster Ticket, whoever the hell it is at this point, actually eBay bought them, so eBay. If you show me an ad for that, Like, that's right now. That is today, now, my interest at this very second. I honestly think that would be a more relevant ad. So, if they roll that out, which I guarantee you that is the direction they're going to go, and then right after I click off of the ad, they retain nothing about my watch history and nothing about the ad that they used to show on that one video that one time, I'm pretty sure that's not a COPPA violation. I mean, you are temporarily for like a second recording their information and showing them ad based on it, but then it's thrown out. It's not stored, it's just used in real time. I don't think that's a violation of COPPA. It might be, in which case, oh my God, there is no solution to this. Other than make a kid separate login and just go full-blown COPPA, because right now you cannot make a Google account if you are under 13. They just don't let you because they don't want to dick around with this COPPA crap because it's such a huge liability. It's not worth it. But at the same time, they know damn well that kids under 13 are watching YouTube. They literally have a YouTube Kids app. It's heavily scrutinized. It's a separate layer. It's basically a different website and a different product. So that whole time they knew they were tracking kids, but they just said, well, but we're not though, which is why they got such a ridiculously huge fine because they deserved it. They were willingly violating it. So everything I've said so far about the solution, the problem, how losing the money is only temporary, let me just double down on that by saying there is another solution. Are you guys aware of how advertising on radio stations works? Or even television, but I'm going to say radio stations because I'm a little bit more familiar with that. Somebody says, I want to sell garage doors and windows. That's what we do. We install those. What are your demographics of the average user or viewer, listener, whatever, customer? And if they say 20 to 28, they're going to say, no, sorry, we don't want poor people who are in debt who are in an apartment. So then they go to the station that plays older people's music and they say, oh, okay, here we go. This is it. You have to advertise successfully, mind you, because remember, radio stations tend to stay in business. All you have to advertise based on is a general demographic chart based on surveys where they call 500 people and extrapolate it to 50,000 or whatever. And they just ask them age, gender, sometimes even income, and then you just give that to the advertiser and that's all they have to go off of. Well, let's talk about like the Nickelodeon channel on TV. They have no history. They have no way to track what people watched. They don't know who they are. They don't have their home address. Nothing. They just know the person watching this, according to our surveys, this show, I'll say SpongeBob, but we all know what age watches that. Like 5 years old to 40. Hell, my mom watches SpongeBob. You know, some like very kid-oriented, kid-heavy show where they're like, okay, this particular one, this time, our surveys say this will be 8 to 13 specifically. Well, they still run ads, and it's worth a ton. Kids channels make a fortune. That and like sports channels. Those are the two huge, easy, automatic money makers on cable TV. Somebody will go to Nickelodeon and say, oh, okay, so all I know about the targeting of my ad is that they're in this age group. Cool, let's run the ad. It doesn't have to be hyper-targeted. Look at the ads that are on Nickelodeon. It's like breakfast cereal, toys. You don't have to laser focus in. Oh, what kids like cereal and toys? Oh, all of them. Okay, cool. So if instead of cyber stalking children, Google and their AdSense network and their intelligence network that they've collected millions of data points about everyone illegally, they take all that and chuck it out the window and just say, this is a kid's video. It's marked as a kid's video. Would you like to advertise to kids in general? A lot of advertisers are going to say yes. So what they need is Google AdSense Kids Edition or the Kids branch or just a special category that says, I want to target kids. And they'll tell the advertisers, hey, we can do this legally. None of these are COPPA violations because we don't crazy track them, because honestly, who cares about a kid's interests? They're not as refined and unchanging as an adult's. Whatever you find in their search history and activity history and phone data and all this crap is probably misleading as hell anyway, and it's going to change within a year anyway. Toss it all out and just generally say, hey, advertise to kids, and we guarantee you this is kids content. They will have advertisers lined about the door, okay? All they need to do is just stop tracking kids, and this problem will solve itself. And they're going to do it as quickly as possible because they're going to lose their asses in lost revenue in the AdSense program. So they would be able to do as well or better than a radio station or a TV channel. So everybody's saying, oh, YouTube Kids is going to die. The whole thing, the whole branch, there's not going to be any more kids content on YouTube. It's over. No, they just need a framework to sell ads a little bit differently, and it'll still be the enormous moneymaker that it is now. I heard it's like $6 to $8 per 1,000 views on average for kids content, which is like 4 times what I get, depending upon what time of year it is. But I think that'll maybe drop by like 20% tops if they just generalize it and take out the weird specific targeting that probably doesn't work anyway. So to reiterate, to make this very clear, it's not that they need to get rid of kids content because it is automatically unavoidably a COPPA violation. They just need to stop the COPPA violation portion of it. So if everybody self-certifies correctly and Google sues anybody who doesn't, because they will get fines on every video, YouTube will, not the creator. YouTube will get the fine. Once again, that guy at the FTC was lying out his ass. YouTube will start having a chilling effect saying, hey, we're going to sue this person, this person, this person, and we're going to put it all over CNN that we're suing these assholes. Because they clicked, this is not kids content, so that they could make more money. Then everybody's going to be like, oh shit, they're serious, and then everybody's going to certify their videos correctly. Like within 99.9% accuracy. That'll be good enough, and then, oh wait, they can use that certification to put them into the new children's advertising network that isn't specifically targeting individuals at all or collecting data on them in any way. It's just context sensitive based on the one video they're watching right now, and past that, it's just the demographic. It's just, hey, they're 12 or under. Want to advertise to that? Cool. They can even probably guess based on the keywords, not the person watching, the keywords of the video about what age the person is. Because if the keywords in title are Paw Patrol, it's probably not 12-year-olds. And if it's Nerf or Fortnite, it's probably not 6-year-olds. And once again, that's the video. Okay, they're making a guess about what maybe the viewer is without tracking them in any way, shape, or form. They are basing the data on the video, the title, and the keywords. That is 100% legal and not a COPPA violation in my super professional legal opinion. So I guess the last question, will my channel be affected? No, unless they make a mistake. Their demonetization robot, which was a little hypersensitive back in the day, flagging about 1 in 4 of my videos, has made it very clear that they can detect a level of swearing. Also, all my keywords are not at all related to anything. I've never attempted to be on or get certified for the kids app. I mean, I'm talking about like investments and card prices and Hasbro stock prices and commercial hiring practices and like Twitter, and none of the keywords or titles have anything to do with kids. And if they're about kids, it's literally about kids, not for kids. I think they also know the demographic of the people who play Magic Arena, and if they don't, they know the demo of my channel, which is 4% 13 to 18. The other 97% is above 18. So for them to suspect that my channel is kids content, it would have to be a massive, massive glitch. That said, they gave me a community guideline strike until it was overturned 3 days later for using the words, oh, here we go, CODES, as well as REDEEMING and CARDS together in the title, the keywords, and in the video repeatedly when I was talking about getting things on Arena on printed paper materials when they were first running an initial run of that in New Zealand. And they thought it was some kind of GIFT CARD scam or CREDIT. I really hope they don't figure out what I'm saying. Yeah, they thought the whole video was some kind of scam. So they flagged it immediately upon uploading and suspended my ability to live stream and all this shit until they overturned it. So could my channel get stuck with an accidental AI issue? Yes. And the likely reason would be because I am just marked as the gaming category and I don't typically put which game in it. But I mean, I wouldn't be first in line in the gaming category to scrutinize. It would be kids' games. So I think I'm safe. Very, very, very much so. And if they did have a glitch, I'm pretty sure I could get it reviewed and overturned by some wonderful, probably not even English-speaking American working for near minimum wage in a call center who are encouraged to rush through everything. And even though I've made YouTube somewhere between $100,000 and $200,000, because I know exactly what their percentage cut is, believe it or not, but I can't tell you. But I've made them about that much in the lifetime of my channel. That's still not good enough to get one human in America to seriously answer one email one time. Even if it's in relation to my entire channel getting deleted accidentally or restricted or who knows. Nope, they don't have the money for that. Literally would be 0.0000001% of the income that they've made on my channel to not have it be deleted. They'd literally be losing themselves money by not answering an email with a person who knows what they're doing and has the authority to fix it. But no, they can't do that because it would be too expensive. You got to know somebody who knows somebody or really get loud about it on Twitter. Those are your two options because they don't like public relations black eyes, and then they'll look into it. But yeah, their whole email and support system is somewhere between non-existent and automated. So that's awesome. So if that happens, I'll be pissed. And honestly, I'd probably have grounds to sue them at that point. I mean, they say they could terminate my channel for any reason, but just because the terms say that doesn't mean they could just one day say, hey, we're kicking off all the Jewish people. So literally making a provable mistake and saying, like, accusing me of doing something I didn't do, I don't think that's grounds for terminating my channel. So if they did do that, I would absolutely tear them a new ass in a lawsuit. And so would anyone else. It doesn't make a damn ounce of difference what the terms of use say. It really doesn't. Like, we couldn't literally sue them for wrongful termination, especially in Wisconsin where that's not a thing, but I could get them on a civil suit. Like, it would be like shooting fish in a barrel. I think their lawyers are very well aware of this, and they're going to be really careful about who they review, how closely, and who they terminate. Also, the last thing is they made this weird, vague statement at the end of their update that said, if your channel is deemed not commercially viable, we will delete it. And everybody's like, what the cinnamon toast does that mean? Does that mean that if I didn't reach the threshold to show ads that you're just going to delete my channel and give up on me? Because that's a great way to never have another channel ever be created ever. Is there a time limit? Or are you just going to delete it because it's a kid's channel? Like, if I choose not to show ads and just turn them off because I'm running like a public education thing or like some kind of safety thing or whatever. Oh, now it's not commercially viable and I'm just a drain on your resources? You're just going to delete my channel? Nobody knew what it meant because it was so vague. They have since clarified it and people now just don't believe them. I think it was basically something about like dead accounts, fake accounts, and like stuff they almost would delete anyway, and they just made the most misleading statement possible about it, which is why people are doubting that. Once again, am I in danger because I don't have enough subs? I don't have enough views? My channel isn't growing quickly enough? It's like 4 or 5 years old? Well, technically I registered in 07, but you know what I mean. Like, is that not good enough for them? Do I need to make triple? Is there a threshold? Is there a number? How do I know? Will they just come delete my channel out in the middle of the night? I just told you what I made them, so I'm going to take a wild guess that not commercially viable would not be how they would describe my channel. I just paid for the CEO's car. Are you kidding me? Like that's 6 digits, guys. Which is, by the way, not what I made in that time. Let's just say it's a little bit less than 50-50 split. Actually, screw it. There ain't no rule against this. My channel has made $64,696.78 as of yesterday. Hey, that's financially viable in my opinion. I know what servers cost and I know what bandwidth costs. And let's just say Google didn't like what they were paying, so they bought the fiber lines. They now rent them to themselves and others. I think it costs them negative money to run the bandwidth. Also, the average video that I upload that's like 2 gigs in size, they compress it to like 180 megs. And that's if you're not on a smartphone. Yeah, I don't think I'm on the chopping block for this. So anyway, that's the overview of a little bit about what's happening, but mostly just all the bullshit that's being spread about this. So, I don't know, I guess send this video to people if they're like, oh, my channel's gonna die and this guy's falling and this is terrible and they're spreading misinformation, whatever. Now, most YouTube creators are full of shit about this, and so is that FTC asshole that was on the interview. That guy honestly needs to be fired. Also, don't take any of this video as legal advice. It is not. It's just the way I see things. Consult a lawyer before doing anything. And that's one of the things I'm legally required to say. So hopefully you found this at least interesting, and start leaving comments correcting YouTubers because it'll make them feel better. If they're like, oh, I don't know the future of my channel, what am I going to do, blah, blah, blah. Just tell them, hey, you know, it might not be so bad. They might fix it. They might just have generalized ads that are better than they are now. They'll set up an infrastructure for it. And if you are not misclassifying your videos, you're fine. And that lying piece of human garbage from the FTC who said, we're going to investigate channels and sue them directly. No, you can't. F you. Try it. That won't stand up in court. Yeah, a COPPA violation for the content creator, not the person collecting and retaining the data illegally for the kids. That makes perfect sense. We aren't even directly employed by Google. We're independent contractors. Provably. Not like Uber or like barbershops. No, we are actual contractors. We're not even contractors. We're technically getting paid royalties. And it's like based on content licensing. Yeah, sure, FTC asshole, come after us directly and see how that goes in court. Or you can go on the camera and correct your last statement, you lying asshole. So anyway, fuck this whole situation. I'm sleeping just fine at night. If 75% of the stupid bulk shit that passes as kids content on YouTube gets deleted because everybody runs away scared incorrectly and doesn't wait for them to fix this, that's fine with me. It's all crap anyway. Screw this whole situation. I'll see you guys next video.